Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlike It. We are doing a discussion for Leviathan Wilds, which is another boss battler, not a campaign though, which is very, very nice, because now all boss battlers are just campaigns.
Right. It's like, okay, is this a 2-year commitment, guys?
Yeah, man, so I'm finally getting completely side note, we'll talk about it later, never mind, I was like, it's going to go on this whole tangent. Anyway, basically this is Shadow of the Colossus, the board game, which apparently I'm the only one that's played in my friend group. I totally thought you would have at least played it.
I've seen it played.
Well, that's just as good nowadays, isn't it? Like, you know what?
I mean, I get the gist, climb big monsters, hit weak points.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's the entire game. There are 17 total, 17 total Leviathans.
Big, girthy boys.
All ranging from different rules and difficulties, and we have not fought every single one of them. I very much want to. That would be a lot of fun. This is like one of those games that I'm like, this would be an awesome ranking video just to do all 17. Mm-hmm. But I remember it being unique because it's not miniatures. Like, very rarely are these type of games that come out like not heavy minis maneuvering around a board. It's meeples and cards. So very minimalistic. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think of Leviathan Wilds?
I like it. I really enjoy it. Very unique take on the... I guess you'd call it a boss battler. I don't know what you'd call it. But yeah, really cool take on it. I like the traversal mechanics. Seems very balanced so far from what we experienced.
Yeah.
I mean, all the mechanisms that kind of keep you in check. The blight to strike ratio, the health that you have to juggle, as well as your card pool being your grip. Very interesting. So a lot of resources to kind of keep in mind.
Very co-op. Like a lot of the cards that are like designed to be around. Oh, any climber, you can play them on any turn, but that's less that you can do on your turn. Maneuverability actually matters a lot versus like hell, and the number of players actually kind of dictates the difficulty.
Yeah.
Because when we were learning the game, it was like I was like, this is kind of trivial. It felt like the very first one, which is clearly the tutorial Leviathan, is like, okay. And then just adding you to the same one that we just did, I was like,
this is hard.
This is actually a little harder. Like, I'm kind of locked over here.
Well, because like you said earlier, like on that map when there's 2 people, those area effect things don't. I mean, they were just us.
Yeah.
Like right here, there were several times on this map, especially that multiple people were getting hit, or potentially because of that. So that more people on the board.
Yeah. Brad, did you like it? Do you like it?
I like the replayability aspect of it, actually.
Yeah.
With having the, you're choosing your different person. And there's all the different classes you can put with it that has its own special deck. There's also, like you'd said, that little mini expansion that brought in the different mutations, so you can replay the guys.
Like
more
just
times, and that'd be different. Right,
just from the first one, like the Sage, the turtle, his mutation. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. It's just one card, but it starts with this cautious side up. End of turn, if a climber used any strike effect this turn, flip this card over to its shelled side, and the shelled side, all strike effects are -1. And that's it. That's just its only mutation, is it becomes a lot more defensive, because it's a turtle.
Gotcha.
But every single Leviathan has one of these. So the one that we just did, which was the second one, is the Sentinel. Also has one. No additional setup, but now special rules. The first health loss threat effect each round becomes blight gain instead.
Ew.
Oh, jeez.
And it was already very blight gain heavy. We're looking over and I'm just like, okay, we just started. Devin, why do you have 8 blight? You're like, I don't think you're like eating it. It
was
glowing. It looks like rock candy. It's like, all right, well, he has stage 4.
That is radioactive.
Yeah, that sucks. He's dead. We have a few seconds to kill this thing.
So I think that, and the threat track is kind of cool with how it makes the enraged cards start getting more and more involved and stuff.
It is nice because a lot of games, will have like the way that the boss interacts is going to be completely different. But this is just so simple because it's 5 cards. And normally I would have thought, okay, this is the static 5, but now the first one is always going to be this enraged card, and the second, but it's not. At the end of every round, you just shuffle all the cards, and it's like, oh, we're on round 5. Now all 5 are going to be enraged, or we're in round 3. Only 3 are going to be enraged. It's the first 3, but we don't know which one of those they are.
Gotcha. So does each monster just have the 5 cards?
At least the ones that we've played.
Okay,
So I guess it would be yes, since that track has those.
That's true. It only goes up to 5. Yeah,
Okay.
I could very much just look through. So Sage had 5. Yeah, Storm, the next one.
Okay.
The Watcher says he has 8, but that's because he has each card says 1 out of 8. So he has his introduction, the setup, and another separate card. So yes, I would imagine everyone has 5 cards.
Okay.
But I like that because it's like the more the thing goes on, like the rounds go on, you're like, oh, we haven't seen this card yet. We know for a fact, I know for a fact the next card's going to be the Grip Loss card. Mm-hmm. So you can plan for that. And one of my favorite things about it that Oathsworn does, and we have actually all played Oathsworn here, is the fact of being able to react to enemies. That, because what annoys me the most about a lot of games is you just top deck cards, and it's like, well, there's no way we could have planned for that. I guess we lose. Mm-hmm. That's annoying. Fire Team Zero has that type. Eldritch Horror. All those games are oh, okay, highest health loses 2. It's or highest person loses 2 health. Okay, but you get to see it and be like, you're the highest, but you're also the closest to Blight. Mm-hmm. Can I, on my turn, get higher than you to take it, or do you let go?
Yeah, that seems to be one of the key tactics in this game is keeping the damage and blight balanced as much as you can.
Right.
Switching it between teammates so one person isn't tanking it all and then gets one.
Yeah. Or the person with the most block effects is the one trying to tank it all.
Yeah.
Because that's their entire build. It's like, I'm not doing anything. I'll deal with whatever the Sentinels or the Leviathans doing. Because it's this entire both sessions or the Leviathans that we just fought. I hit really hard, but it's let me get there. It's gonna take a bit, but I'll destroy it because I can destroy a lot of crystals and kind of very little action points. And yeah, like you said, the replayability is great. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 characters, which have very little unique cards. There's I think. Yeah, the most.
So the characters come with 1 card,
1 or 2.
Yeah, and then the class is the bulk of the cards.
Yes, and I'd imagine a lot of the classes are going to be secure, so that you'll always get your character's stuff.
Mm-hmm. So the character's secure.
Yeah, the card.
Okay, so they have a unique pickaxe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 classes. Okay. And there's no rule, there's no rhyme or reason on hey, you can only compare these two. It's you could play what was your person?
The gambler?
No.
The Kestrel?
You could be a Kestrel Breaker, Kestrel Free Climber, Kestrel Herald, Kestrel Gadgeteer, Kestrel Magus, Mender, whatever it is, you can mix all of them.
Modularity's where it's at.
It really is, especially for games like this where it's only 5 cards and it's the same Leviathan, and the rules stay the same. So you have to find ways to be because it's I don't want to fight the same Titan over and over. Mm-hmm. I want to do a different build and fight it.
Right, or maybe try to assemble the perfect team and amp up the difficulty.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you really
exactly.
want to push yourselves.
Because the difficulty level is also very, very nice and easy. It's we're playing on normal, which means we have 1 full round where none of these are enraged. But you can play on expert, where at the very beginning, 2 of them already start enraged, and then you have 3 rounds before they're all just enraged for the rest of the game. And I don't know, have you found that board game difficulties they almost mean nothing? I've never understood what does that 1 gear out of 4 mean? So, that's the easy,
In the creator's opinion, I guess, that is the difficulty of this monster.
Yeah, I guess I take it as there is no additional rules. You just set it up. It is it's the simplest to play.
Right.
Versus when you go, like when you go later on, which I don't know where it's at.
What's up with a 4-star boy?
4-star boy. Yeah, this guy.
Ooh.
The deep. That's the one where you're swimming down.
Most of that, I mean, that would be because you're having to manage bubbles.
Manage bubbles, and I mean, look at that. Like that's a 6 blight thing, and it's in his mouth, so all the areas around it are damaged.
Oh Jesus!
You have to climb in, and then I think these A and B are where the bubbles start floating up, so you have to like swim and actually try and grab it. So that's the 16th one. So they definitely, as the numbers go up, they rate. Like there's a fire bowl. That's a 2. So it's like. But I like that. I like the fact that you have the 2 different crystals. It would be kind of lame. It'd be annoying if they were all blighted.
Right.
They were all normal.
Because, like, yeah, my character, like, I felt super mobile, and I could break purple, like, easy. Mm-hmm. But then, if I get blight, I have no blight protection.
Yeah.
None.
Or you look at the Sentinel, and you look at it, and it's like, oh, man, like, he's very tall, so it's going to take forever, and you're just, like, flying up.
Yeah.
So you have leaps and bounds. Or if you have someone who has a lot of side mobility that can actually jump from his arm over. And I think that's just really cool. Mm-hmm. Do you guys have any negatives on the game?
This is nitpicky. So, I mean, it doesn't change my rating of it. Is this almost needs to be bigger?
Yeah, I agree.
Because we're sitting at a good sized table, but it's like it's kind of hard to see the dot sometimes, and it's kind of
There was a time when you had a blight die right there, and I had just shattered that one, and I was like, oh, we only have the 2 purple left, and then you were talking about attacking, and I was like, oh no, it's still there.
Yeah,
that would be it. I mean, and it's not that big of a deal.
It's either make the board bigger or the map book bigger, or these smaller. These are so large for. Maybe it's better in like higher difficulty Leviathans, where maybe there's more, but there's not a lot of tokens. Like there's not really anything that like you wouldn't circle besides yourself. And I guess like maybe if we were all on the same one, then it's like, oh hey.
Well, and those are super chunky too.
Yeah.
I almost think they could almost be normal sized meeples, almost not if they're going to keep the book the same size, because those are big enough. They, like you said, they block the dice. They block from other people's view and stuff too. So it's a nitpicky though. I mean I can't think of any other negative.
And the footprint of the game could be good or bad for any game. The smaller could be better in some instances. Where it's like we can just set up on a little dinner table real quick.
I do like that, like
in and out dungeon real quick.
Yeah, I do. I mean, just the designs of these are just really, really cool. And because you and I are doing Primal, the story is a card. It is an introduction card, so you're kind of from a climber's point of view, and once you beat it, you flip it and read the conclusion. And that's it. It's not a whole separate book of nonsense. It's not another lore thing that we have to decide if we want to care about and delve into. It's not another commitment game where it's like, there's nothing stopping us from setting up, because we've actually stayed with the same characters. I've enjoyed my character. It's like, you know what? Yeah, I'll be the healer that hits hard. And there's nothing stopping us from being like, all right, and we're fighting jellyfish.
Yep.
We don't have to do any like weird builds to be like, oh, well, we want to do a one-off. And like Primal, for example, has your campaign, but it has its expeditions. You can just go fight something and quickly level up, but this game gives you that same feeling without having also a massive box, because that's everything fits in here, and the insert is great. It is very, very nice. Has slots for literally everything.
Is there going to be room for the expansion?
Probably not. Because I imagine they probably weren't expecting the game to do that well. And they're like, oh, hey, well, we have more Leviathans, so the game's popular.
Yeah, I mean, the way they designed it, they can easily expand on it, so.
Yeah.
Very easily.
I think just with more Leviathans.
More classes, maybe.
More classes. That's really it. It's so simple to keep going with this. And Hell, even if it was just a Leviathan booklet, I'd be happy and keep the classes and the race and the characters the same, because there's just so many. Whatever that exponential thing is, where it's like how many combinations are there? It's like what do you do? 8. Is it 8 times 8, or is it 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4? I can't remember if that's how you figure out the combinations. Guess I could quickly Google that.
Math.
How many combinations with... It'd be, what, 16? Because there's 8 characters and, nope, that is not correct.
You mean for the hero?
Yeah,
so
with
how
the
many classes were there?
8.
So there's 8 and 8.
I think it's 8 numbers, right?
Yeah.
255, is that right? 255 combinations? I don't fucking know. I don't have to do that anymore for my job, so I don't care. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, it's just super solid. Like, it's a super, super solid game. Like, not really, there's not a lot going on. That's the thing. Like, there's not, like, an insane amount of rules that are coming in to where you have to be like, okay, we took a break. Let's read the 50-page rule book again. Where are we at in the story? I have to try and remember because there's been so much going on. It's just nice. It's nice to have a boss battler that is simple, because there's a lot of them now, and I love it. Yeah. Do you guys have anything else?
Yeah, no.
I don't think so.
Solid summary.
Right.
Fun game. Pick it up.
Yeah. Scale of 1 to 10. What are you guys giving it? Brad, what are you giving it?
I would probably say, because I'm gonna go out and get this game.
Yeah.
But I'm a solo guy. I play almost the majority of my games solo, and which kind of goes against, because having the smaller book wouldn't. That kind of goes a counterpoint to what I was talking about.
That
earlier,
is true.
Having the smaller book playing solo would be fine.
Yeah.
But I think the cooperative element, and knowing what you said about the solo deal, I would probably go at about an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at too. Like, I really enjoy it. I love the character class combinations, which it's also just not this massive build. It's just a deck. I love the action point system. Very simple. The game is so easy to teach and learn, and it's nice because it's like you don't have like a bunch of different weapons, because there's the two extremes. You have Primal, which is like, here's your one weapon and your one armor. Then there's Madara, which is here's a million items and your entire class build. Now Madara is a dungeon crawler, not a boss battler, but it's like here's my deck of 10 cards. And I love the thematic element of your deck also being your grip strength, because you have to manage that in Shadow of the Colossus, otherwise you fall. I love that falling isn't like, oh, you fell, each spot beyond the first one you fall is a damage or something stupid like that. It's like there are times where you want to let go, because it's like, well, I'm going to lose my grip and I'll be the highest and I'll die. We'll lose if I don't let go, so yeah. I'll go all the way to the bottom and then make my way back up. It's just they made the game very thematic with doing very little. So yeah, like I'm at an 8.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Solid. Yeah, I give it a 9.
9?
I enjoy it. It's a good game.
Sweet.
Like, I would certainly pick it up myself as well.
And this was the one that your best friend...
Yeah, my best friend, the other one guy I pay money to talk KDM.
to talk to me.
Yeah. No, that's a little higher on the Patreon there. Where I forget. But anyway... But yeah, he was talking it up, and I was like, oh, okay, that might be worth checking out.
I remember, you bringing it up, and I was like, yeah, I have that one coming. And I remember, I was like, man, people are getting their copies. Like, where the hell's mine? And they were like, yeah, you actually never paid for shipping. And I was like, oh, shit. Oh, I forgot about that. Can I do that? And they were like, yeah, okay, here's the invoice. And then it was like a week later when I got it.
Nice.
I was looking real quick to see, because the new
Game
deal is going to be starting, like, I think in August.
I think so, too.
I think that's what...
Their turnaround time, I think, was also really quick. I feel like, man, I really feel like these designers are from another team, and I Are they from Plaid Hat? Are they?
No, they're not Plaid Hat.
Okay.
No, definitely not.
I don't know why. I just maybe I'm just misremembering where people were.
Have you looked it up on?
No, not at all. Not even a little bit. I'm just going off of memory, which I feel like my memory is just getting worse as I get older.
It launches in 20 days. 20
Okay.
hours.
So there you go.
Yes.
Like, have the reprint. Like, it's a reprint and an expansion.
Okay.
And I think this was like $50.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It was-
Oh,
it's
man.
not
Yeah, like it's so cheap.
If I get away under 70 on a board game, like, that's cheap.
Yeah, I mean, and in that same genre, which I mean, you have how many boss battlers just hit GameFound? There was Blood, Dante.
Jeez.
It's now the big thing.
Yeah.
Is like back whenever it was like there was legacy games and there was like, I mean, narrative-driven campaign games are now also, maybe that's more apparent to me because that's what I look for, that I see a lot of it. Grim Coven, which is Awakened Realms, that's their boss battler. There's just a lot of major big ones that are awesome. I mean, ATO, they actually just emailed saying that Cycles 4 and 5 are about to ship.
Cool.
And I'm like, we are almost 2 years into Cycle 1. Like,
There's 5 more.
like that, yeah. Well, that's so yeah, 4 more, and then that's not even the 12 Sins of Heracles stuff. So it's like there's so much that are coming out that it's like, you know what? I don't want to fucking set up a game right now. And this does give you the same boss battler feel, and it's exemplified if you played Shadow of the Colossus, which very much has. And I'm not even the biggest Shadow of the Colossus fan. I think the game is still fun, and it's like, you know what, I don't really need to replay this, but it's still cool. Like, climbing and killing titans is cool. So yeah, with it being whatever it is, $50-$60, like, that is just very, very nice. You know, I'm up to a 9. Yeah, I think I've talked myself into a higher score because I'm like, oh, it's not $400. How bliss. And then also, I haven't done the mutant pack, but I just like how this is just a very small thing where it's like, okay, you're not challenged enough by being on expert against the sage. You're tired of teaching the sage to people over and over. Make it defensive. Here's a card, modifies a little bit, because that was my worry when I was first watching this was, it looks kind of easy. And even when we went to the second one, it was like, we won, but it was like, we might lose.
Yeah.
And that was on normal. Bump it up to hard. This is, okay, now it immediately starts with a enraged. I like it. I like it a lot. So, that is our thoughts on Leviathan Wilds. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.